And I just wanted to kind of fill you in on a few things. I actually had my with my neurologist today. Well, it's been 4 months since my original diagnosis with the cramps with the dystonia, and 4 months since being placed on the medication that I was placed on. He had put me on Cinnamate. Cinnamate is basically a drug that they use to treat Parkinson's disease, and I started that in December. And so today I went for a 3-month checkup. I went back, I think, a month after the diagnosis, and then today was 3 months since then. And so I'm now cleared for 6 more months. But I had the opportunity to talk to him and tell him, that there are still quite a few things that are going on. I'm still having the cramps fasciculation, not so much. Ooh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I actually kicked my stand. My computer's on. The cramps fasciculation, some of the issues that I was having that kind of caused that, it's more like the muscles are constantly moving and twitching in my leg and sometimes in my arm, just any muscle group that you could possibly think of. I end up with the muscle twitches, and so it's rather frustrating. And he told me today, he said, I really don't know what to tell you. He said, all I can say is that if we take you off the medication that we have you on, he said, you're going to go right back to how it was with just not being able to move, not being able to function like you would like to function. He said, or we can, you stay on the drug right now. And he said, you get that 60% of the symptoms gone, and maybe 50%. Sometimes it's been 50%. I can't say that I have just absolutely fantastic days. I had wonderful days, maybe 2 weeks into taking medication. Things greatly improved for me. However, what I did notice is that it brings on a whole different thing altogether. I just really end up with having the feeling of the dystonia coming on, and that is where my muscles really want to do their own thing, and it's really bad. I told him, I said I was still having some of that breakthrough, especially in my feet. I mean, I can sit and watch the bones will pop up as the muscle kind of wants to take all of my toes in different directions, and it's very painful. And sometimes it will make my whole leg posture just because I can't control it. I really have no control over that. And I had several episodes with that last night. Had one episode with that today driving, and that becomes problematic because at what point in time do I finally reach the point where I cannot drive myself where I want to go? When do I get to a point where holding down a regular job is an issue? So these are all the things that I kind of want to think about, and it was one of the reasons why I had started pursuing a few other different options as far as work is concerned. One of those, I am a writer. I have written multiple books, and while that's a great thing, and I kind of self-published as I was learning and learning really how to hone my craft. It's not quite where I want it to be. I mean, I would want to get to that point where I'm actually pursuing publishers and things along that line, and agents. So that's something that I'm hoping will be coming soon, and I really want to plan on doing that. I had also my website, Just Martha Designs. That is something that I am actively pursuing. With that said, all of the drama that has happened recently, I've had my Facebook since 2008. I think I switched over from MySpace to Facebook in 2008. And so I've had it a long time. And I had pictures on Facebook that I really didn't have anywhere else, because a lot of them were taken with my phone, and you upload your pictures to Facebook, and you really don't think anything about it. You think, well, that's fine. And so because of that, I really didn't worry when I broke my phone and had to replace my phone, or if I had a phone that just quit working. I really didn't think anything about that. It was always something that, okay, my pictures are on Facebook. And so this past week, March 30th to be exact, marked 9 years since my mother's passing. Yesterday marked 1 year since my dad's passing. My Facebook account had a lot of pictures on there of both of my parents, and some like frequent of my dad, that I can't get back. They were taken with another phone that I can't get my pictures off the phone. I've replaced my phones, It's going to be impossible. My Facebook was shut down because someone created a Facebook account. And what I later found out was that she created this Facebook account because she was trying to see her children's Facebook, and they had her blocked, and she does not have custody of her children apparently. And so she thought nothing of using my best friend's name, using my picture. Well, Facebook has that lovely face recognition. So you would think that if I sent in my identification, that would be, no problem. However, apparently my name is different from the name that has the picture of me. Well, of course the name is different because that is not me. And she stole my picture. She cropped out the writing that I put on it because I have the original. Wonder if I could switch over and show you the original. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see if this will. All right, well, I have all sorts of lovely windows now. All right, let's see if I can pull this up. So, let me go to my pictures. And yes, I do take a lot of pictures. It is something that I enjoy doing. So in 2016, I took this lovely picture. Notice the blue. Yeah, well, she cropped that out. She cropped the blue out. So if you see this face on Facebook, and it is not my name, and perhaps you shouldn't friend this person or accept a friend request from this person. But anyhow, now let me get back. All right, so here I am. So for some reason, she just wanted to use my face and my picture. And she didn't just have one picture on the profile. She had about 4. And I don't know if it was that she didn't know what she was doing. She just downloaded it like multiple times, which tells me that she probably didn't have a clue. Now when you go to the profile, there's a different profile picture up there because that profile picture is apparently private or something. But when you click on it, guess whose picture you see? So I'm still very upset about that. Facebook disabled my account. They completely took it down. It had my author's accounts on there as well as my business accounts. And the sad part is that I had purchased advertising for my business page. I had not only had I purchased advertising for my business page, but I had been highly promoting my brand. And that's a big deal. That takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to build up your brand, to constantly be promoting it. And I had links to every single thing that I did online pointed to my business. So if it was my author's blog or if it was my author's profile, such as on Amazon and a few others, everything pointed back to Facebook. Hey, friend me on Facebook so that you know when I had more books coming out. Everything that, even this YouTube channel has a link to my Facebook, and it doesn't work now, so don't click on it. I'm going to be changing that very soon, like probably before the day is over. But I had everything pointing, either everything went to Facebook and pointed, everything pointed to Facebook, or everything on Facebook pointed back to my websites and the different things in my YouTube channels and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that go, excuse me, I got a tail in my way. There are a lot of things that kind of, sorry, move your tail, Mickey. There are just a lot of things that really, there's a lot of things that go into building up a brand and building up a business. And so in one single moment, my entire online presence was taken off. Why are you changing my channel? Did you not like what I was watching? I was watching the news. Let me go back. Likes to change the channel. I'm trying to watch the news. We have really bad storms rolling through. The news channel that I was watching out of Augusta, when the storm came through, the whole screen went black. You could still hear them talking. I'm sorry, you could still hear them talking, and they were talking about it sounded like a jet engine roared over, and they kept losing power, and you could hear the people on the TV say, listen, we can always go to the hallway. That's a safe place to be. And so in the middle of all these tornado warnings going off down here and the storm warnings and tracking that. So I've been watching the news. And so if you see me looking over the top of my laptop, it's because I'm watching to make sure that there's nothing bad coming. But I think that we're done with it for the day. It's raining here in this area, and it's only because the Masters game is this week, and usually we always get really bad weather that kind of rolls in about the same time that the Masters does. So hopefully they'll get the game in. But anyhow, back to my story. It takes a lot to build an online presence. Anyone will tell you that it's one thing to have Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these things, but you have to constantly be working. You have to constantly be updating and adding to a lot of these things, and that's the only way that you're going to gain traffic, is because the way that the search engines work, you have they're constantly, whenever it pings that something has updated, they go back. And so, the more content that you have, the more likely that you are to be found. And yes, I cannot tell you how many emails that I actually receive on a daily basis where everyone says, oh, you should let me do your website because we can promise you that you will get into the top such and such rank of Google or Bing or wherever it is. And the thing of it is that I've been doing this a very long time. It was one of my curiosities. My dad had always taught me that if you want to learn something, then you read about it. So I learned everything about web design, everything about search engine optimization. And there is no quick fix. There is no guarantee of, if I do this, then this is going to happen. It takes time, and it takes time to build that up. And I know that from experience. It can be done. It cannot be done overnight. So with that being said, my personal Facebook was something that I had been working on for over 8 years. My business, my author's website was something I had been working on for the last, 3 years. My business website that I had just opened was finally starting to gain in popularity. I was finally starting to have people who liked my page, and so I was gaining an audience there. And then nothing. I completely lost that. And at one point in time, the last few days, without having a Facebook, I was sitting there thinking, this is kind of nice. I'm not constantly glued to my laptop. I'm not constantly glued to my laptop. I'm not constantly checking my phone. It was kind of nice. It was a nice little break. However, in those dull moments when I normally would spend my time kind of busy and I glance at my phone for no other reason than, oh yeah, I'm bored and I'm trying to find something to do. So that took a little bit of getting used to, of trying to find, what am I going to do with my time outside of that. So that's been a big challenge for me, but I had to learn how to kind of step away from my phone and put it down. But I do realize the importance of needing that online presence. And at one point in time, I said, I just don't have the energy to go back and build all that up, because I think I had somewhere around 200 and something people on my Facebook, and I had people who were blocked that I had blocked for a reason. And so now those people can find me if I create another account, because when you block someone, it's not the same account that you're blocking. So now I have all of these decisions that I have to make. Do I want to put in that time? Well, I sat down and I said, sure, why not? So I recreated a new one, and I said, I might as well go from here. But I tell you what, I'm going to do a lot differently. I'm going to be very selective about the people that I include as friends, and even more selective about what those friends can see on my Facebook, because I'm going to lock that thing up tighter than Fort Knox, because I really don't want this happening again. I don't want to get to that point where if something happens, someone steals my stuff. I mean, I had actually started putting watermarks on some of the items that I created. If I take a picture of it, just because I really don't want someone to go back and take things that they really have no right to. If I take a picture, that's my personal property. It's, it belongs to me because I am the creator of it. So I started watermarking everything that went on the business website. So I'm going to start doing the same thing. Everything that I put up, I'm going to put some kind of watermark on it, or I'm going to make it private so that you can't even see my picture unless you're friends with me. Don't friend me, please, on Facebook, because if I don't know you, I won't accept it. My business, on the other hand, yeah. But I will get that up probably sometime tonight. That I will put that. Put the business. Oh, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I'll get that put up. You are a lazy cat. Yes, you are. So I'll get that some point in time. But anyhow, I hope that you enjoy this nice, lovely, rainy. It's rainy here. Oh my goodness, that is terrible. I'm sorry. That is showed the marina at, is it Point Break? I think it's in Strom Thurmond Lake. I don't know. But the wind blew all of the boats like whoosh together. That is a lot of damage to a lot of boats. That boat's flipped upside down. That boat's upside down. That boat's on top of that upside down boat. Yeah, that looks bad. Stay safe. Be safe tonight. Be safe tomorrow, because they're saying that we're going to have a similar thing tomorrow. The whole marina just collapsed in that one spot. But be safe. Have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you later.